99.7.
And it's a minute past 1 o'clock, and you're expecting the news by this time, but we have a special programming that is a Joy Business Pre-Budget Forum, the economic transformation, that is what should be the policy direction be in the 2023 mid-year budget review. Now, this is a program that will be live on radio and TV, and expect to hear from the Professor of Finance, Professor Godfrey Boggen, Dr. Humphrey Dake. He is the president of the Association of Ghana Industries. He will also be joined by Joseph Obeng. He is president of the Ghana Union of Trade Association, and also Mark Bedu-Abuaji, chief executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Also, Eric Karowe, he is general secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union. And Nguyen Flannon, she is the chief executive of another firm that will be joining us here on this special programming this afternoon that will be live on radio, that is Joy 99.7 FM, and also live on Joy News, as we have our own discussion here ahead of the mid-year budget review that is slated for next week in Parliament. We'll take a short break and we would be right back.
Cargo handling can be so tiring. Having to shuffle between banks to make payments. And waiting hours for payment confirmation. And worst of all, incurring avoidable costs due to payment delays. Chalet. But with EcoBank, making cargo payments has become super convenient through their digital self-service and in-branch channels. Sail smoothly with EcoBank and experience our one-stop payment solutions for all your cargo-related payments. Pay your customs duties and all levies, terminal handling and shipping line fees, and enjoy smart financing solutions to support your cargo handling operations. Contact us on 0800 003 225 or walk into the nearest EcoBank branch to find out more. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
This Wednesday on the Joy Business Van, if you love cakes, there is a healthy alternative, Passion Cakes. The small business was started barely 9 months ago by startup Gifty Dankwa Redu.
People are more conscious about what they eat, and I decided to bring out something healthier.
We'll be in Gifty's kitchen to see how her healthy cake recipes are baked, discuss her successes and challenges, and hear about plans for her startup.
So I want to open a bakery shop and also make other varieties such as healthy wedding cakes and professional cakes.
The Joy Business Van, this Wednesday on TV, radio, online and on ground, powered by Joy Business and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And MTN, what are we doing today?
12 ambitious talents, 11 weeks of intense grooming, 7 talents have dropped off. Now, down to the final 5. Who emerges the winner for the maiden edition of Joy Prime's Cues and Lyrics and goes home with the 20,000 cash prize, an all-expenses-paid trip to Dubai, a recording deal, and other amazing products from our sponsors: TM Music, Lovette, Kwabena Mufasa, Traeger, Limwell. Who wears the crown? Vote for your favorite to glory by short code *711 *60#. Join us on Saturday, July 22, 2023, 8 p.m. at the Silicon Production House, Tesano, as we treat you to back-to-back performances and the crowning of the ultimate winner of Cues and Lyrics. It will be a night of great music with special performances from Superstar TZ, Mighty, and the newest sensation on the music scene, King Paluta. Come cheer your favorite to victory. Attendance is free. Guests must be seated by 7 p.m. Cues and Lyrics is sponsored by Syntax Tank, Aya Strong, Aya Tough, Adansi Travels, and Ghana AIDS Commission. Cues and Lyrics, bring on the music. Joy Prime, your ultimate experience.
99.7 FM.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the studios of Joy in News. And if you see me here at this time, it's because of the Joy News pre-budget forum that we're having. And despite swearing never to return to the IMF after the 16th program for a bailout, Ghana returned to the fund for a 17th program. We are in that program. This afternoon, we contemplate the effects, a painful debt restructuring program, and aggressive tax reforms which have brought untold hardship to businesses and consumers. Now, expectations are high as the government prepares its 2023 half-year budget. But what are the expectations of business and industry? This edition of the Joy Business Thought Leadership Series seeks to examine the impact of Ghana's 17th IMF program and the government's policy initiatives to revive the economy in the mid-year budget review. Well, my colleague George joins me on Joy 99.7 FM in the studio, and he will also be telling us a bit more about what we can expect. George, a very good afternoon to you if you can hear me.
Well, a very good afternoon from here at Studio Joy 997 FM. I'm here with, Mark Bidu-Abuaji. He is the Chief Executive of the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And also Edward Karowe, he is the General Secretary of the General Agricultural Workers Union. These two distinguished gentlemen will be sharing their thoughts with me in terms of what should we be looking forward to from the business community in terms of this mid-year budget review that the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, will be presenting to Parliament come next week. I mean, the business committee have had their own concerns about the current state of the economy, what should be done. And some have said that this will be a major budget review, looking at the fact that we had a budget presented before we actually had an IMF program, and therefore some changes will be done as well. With the expected inflows, would government be looking at having a supplementary budget as well? So this is what we'll be discussing here on our pre-budget discussion on Joy Business as you look at economic transformation. What should be the policy direction in the 2023 mid-year budget? We'll be engaging also, Professor Godfrey Botkin. He is an economist and a professor of finance at the University of Ghana Business School. Dr. Humphrey Eyim Dake as well. So let me join my colleague on Joy News to take over.
The times are rough, but we were told, the impression was created that once we had the program, things would begin to settle and things would look much better. After the program, after getting this program, what has been your reaction from the end of GUTA in terms of the business you do, import and export, if you like, import more or less, and then selling to the generality of the people?
Thank you very much. What we should know is that the IMF program is not an end to itself. It brought along its own packages. And even the fact that we're having our own problems even before going to the IMF means that we have also encountered another set of problems even by adopting to go to the IMF. What the IMF seeks to do is to bring some stability to us. Otherwise, all other things remain the same. We should be able to adopt measures that will mitigate the plight of businesses as we were suffering before going into the IMF itself. Now, IMF have come. It brought in its own advantages, and definitely for businesses, it also brought some conditionalities that may not also help the cause of businesses. If you look at the latter part of 2022, most businesses suffered a lot. Most of our capitals were depleted, over 50%.
Over 50%?
Yes, that accounts to the reason why they are saying that the port is empty now. The port is empty or the traffic is lessened because the volumes that we used to bring have dwindled, because our capitals has also dwindled or depleted about half. So if we're able to bring about 4 containers, of course, and your capital is halved, then of course you'll be only able to bring about 2 containers.
2 of them.
That's the reason why the port is quite empty these days, as we all been.
Is that still the situation? Because the arrival of the $600 million was supposed to also cushion the Ghana cedi. Has that happened? We all know the rates on the market. They are still hovering around 12 cedis.
If you lose
and
money,
the central bank's rate is slightly lower.
If you lose money, you've already lost it. I'm telling you, last quarter of the year, as I said, our capitals got depleted about 50%. It means that if even we have gotten some stability, you are not going to get back your lost capital. So we still have the effects. And so coming from that time, and then also, we also saw the inflation going to the highest, about 53%. If you look, you also look at the interest rate that we are paying. Borrowing costs have gone up astronomically high, to about over 35 to 40%. And these are all indicators that do not let businesses thrive. And then we also engage IMF. The effect, the negative impact of IMF and its conditionalities is such that we have to introduce new taxes. About 3 huge, as I always call, obnoxious taxes were also imposed on us. VAT had gone up from 3% flat rate that we were paying, have gone up to cumulatively about 22%. Then we have other utilities to contend with. Utility charges have also gone up about over 50%. Last 2 quarters have seen the utility prices going up over 50%. So if you are doing business at this time, then you see that you are in difficulty, because the inflation that we are experiencing simply means that the consuming public, their purchasing power has also gone down, and costs of doing business have also gone up. It means that the ability to buy have been curtailed, and businesses thrive on turnover, and our turnover is diminished to a point that you are unable to even service your credit. And
diminishing returns may be kicking
in. Businesses.
And of course, if you purchase products and no one buys them, it means you're stuck with the products. It means your liquidity is also stuck in there. But let me just quickly run these 2 by you before I go to Dr. Ayim Dake. So the exchange rate, has it helped any? Is it any better for the business community comparatively to, let's say, the end of last year when we're really in the throes of it? And again, inflation. We've seen a slight uptick